I'll help you find something. Hurry, I'm Billy Johansson. No, Mando, why did I wear flip-flops? Get to your station. Bag that back. Do your story.
My name is Jonah Harmon. I just turned 24, and I feel like I've already failed. I'm living with my parents. I'm an actor, but currently a barista making what should be Georgia's minimum wage. I'm single. I don't really hang out with people anymore. I have restrictions on my social media. I have phases of going to the gym, but I always fall off. I've been trying to learn Spanish for years now. I'm a terrible cook, but I'm trying. I don't text people back. I use dating apps. I cry a lot more now. I don't eat enough. I hate driving. I feel lazy, and every day just kind of blends together now. But I used to be super motivated. I had so many friends I talked to every day. I answered all my texts and phone calls. I never let anyone tell me I couldn't do something. I didn't give a fuck about relationships, but I found myself in a happy one anyway. I moved to a different state at 18 for college, as you do, and I made plenty of friends there, even in the middle of a pandemic. So, what happened? Well, no, I could sit here and I could blame social media or the state of the country or COVID or dating apps. No, I will blame dating apps. Please get off the dating apps. But no, I think it's a rite of passage to be lost in your 20s. At least I hope it is, because I fucking am. A big part of my self-identity growing up was I was a hard worker. I was always making straight A's. I, paid for college on my own, and that was a big part of my self-identity. Success was very measured. And I went from doing like 10 auditions a week to being too depressed to get out of bed. Felt very de-energized, and not in a, you're not a kid anymore, in a more depressive way. And a lot of my best friends that I've had for many, many years, we started to drift apart because we're adults now and we have adult responsibilities. It's normal, but doesn't make it any easier. And I think when you're in school, you have a very structured way of life. You have like these chapters, and I'm able to set goals for those chapters and measure my success in those chapters from my grades to what I got cast in that semester. And after school, especially if you're someone like me who thrived off of that structure, it's just life. It's just this big blob of go out there and do it, which I was always super excited for. And I thrived off of it for the first year or two. And now not so much. All that to say, I'm able to talk about it really lightly and as a joke, but genuinely I've had my times where I'm so numb that I don't even feel alive anymore, and that was terrifying. I know I've had a lot of people die, more than I feel like I should have at this age. And that can be really hard to navigate. I also think I'm gay. So on top of just how hard love and relationships are in general, and how hard they are in the modern world now with everyone so isolated and depressed in their own ways, it's also trying to get over this crippling fear of holding someone's hand in public. I've been called faggot so many times in my life. I'm kind of always looking over your shoulder at who else is looking at you, and I never really felt fully safe going on a date to the movies or anything like that. So it can be a lot to process, and I think I'm getting better, but it takes time, and a lot of your 20s, I feel like, are that. So, I've decided I need to make a few changes in my life to help make it more bearable. Firstly, I'm devising a plan to move out of my parents' house. It's time to stop overpaying my student loans and start saving up for an apartment. I've also started exploring religion/spirituality to see what all the fuss is about. My trip to Mexico last year really inspired me to strengthen my belief system. I've started categorizing my goals and making strides for each every day, rather than hyper-focusing on one for weeks at a time, which I'm super guilty of. And lastly, I am reprioritizing my YouTube channel as a creative space to do whatever my heart desires. I've been focused on music, which of course I will continue to do, but I'm challenging myself to be more vulnerable and creative in my content. I plan on releasing videos bi-weekly, so if you don't want to miss any videos like this, there's a little button you can press to stay in touch. Thank you so much for sticking around this long, and I can't wait to see what the rest of 24 holds for me. If you are feeling any of the 24 blues, as I will call them, I'd love to hear your stories in the comments and any advice you guys have on turning your life around. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.